You're right there guys, how you doing? It's Speed here. I've had a lot of fun racing on these new tracks that were released in the DLC pack, and I thought it'd be fun to rank them based on how much fun I had, how well designed they are, and if they have a great soundtrack. So let's go, mate. Like I said in my top 10 Mario Kart tracks, I like tracks that are section based, and that's easily the best part of Tokyo Blur, because each of the laps has you going down a different route, which I really appreciate. However, aside from that, the track as a whole is kinda boring. Outside of a few thwomps, there's not much really going on in this track. At least the music is pretty cool. But most of these tracks also have a cool remix as well. This is honestly one of the weakest tracks in the game for me as a whole now. Mario Kart 7 has some great tracks to pick from, even aside from the already present Melody Motorway and Neo Bowser City. So picking Toad Circuit was a bit of a wasted slot, especially when you have the likes of Rock Rock Mountain or the Woohoo Island tracks. Similar to the last one, there isn't really much I can say about this track. Trying to drift as inside on the corners as possible is fun. Some of the shortcuts at the end with the mushroom are alright, but there just isn't much I can say about this track. I like the track, I just think another track from 7 should have been chosen. So, my opinion on Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS is pretty alright. And the remake it got for the DLC pack is pretty alright. This is one of those traffic tracks, and these things can easily get in the way given the tight turns, especially on 200cc. However, I do like some of the shortcuts that got added, especially this one where you get blown up by air to cut a corner off. So whilst not a bad track, not something I think is anything too special. When it comes to traffic tracks, I think Mushroom City from Double Dash would have been a better pick. Choco Mountain was one of my favourite retro tracks in Mario Kart DS, so I'm happy to see this one come back, and it's even better here. Its most notable improvement is this new Crystal Cave section added in, that has you gliding over towards the section with the rolling boulders. It's kind of a shame you can't bash people off this section anymore thanks to the game, but I can still do this however. Oh! The ramps at the end make great use of the trick system as well. This track really shows the benefits of adding game's newer mechanics to make them a lot more fun to race on, even if I can't get a high place on this track to save my life. I can't judge Mario Kart Tour too harshly as I've actually never played it, but it looks like one of the best aspects of the game isn't even going to be in the game itself. As the name implies, you race through the streets of Paris, and even glide underneath the Eiffel Tower. Following that is a split path and a piranha plant to dodge. But where things get interesting and why it made the top half of this list is the final lap, as you have to go down a completely different route, which really caught me out first time, but it was a pleasant surprise. As such, this track can briefly become like Baby Park, except it's not absolute bullshit. I really enjoyed this track, and hopefully the London track will be just as good. I'm not biased, what are you on about? It's Coconut Mall. Okay, I'll explain a little bit more. Initially, I was kinda disappointed with this remake, but honestly, I don't know why I cared, because Coconut Mall is still an absolute blast. Driving and getting the speed boost on the conveyors with the amount of different routes to take is still loads of fun. Same with the food court section, regardless if you're boosting across the side or tricking through the center. Or the final section where you're gliding out of the place, which is definitely a lot smarter to do than just jumping out. Oh yeah, and there's an alternate route here as well. My disappointment mainly came at the end. The cars are barely a threat anymore. Seriously, what happens to the drunk driver Mies? But aside from that last section, I still love this track. I did not expect to like this track as much as I did, but my first few races on this track have been an absolute blast thanks to its many memorable sections, tricking off the rooftops, a split path where one side has you going upstairs, however the heck that works, with the other avoiding spike traps and having a shortcut at the end. Right before the gliding section, there's some Shy Guys that can turn into banana skins, before I glide back onto the rooftops, which has even more trick opportunities and a split path if you can make it. And something that took me far too many playthroughs to realise, the gliding sections can lead to even more alternate routes. It's absolutely crazy how many different routes there are in this track. Good luck not falling off here first time round though if you're on 200cc. I really hope the other tour tracks to come in later packs are as fun as this one. I love the amount of love the GBA tracks got for the DLC back in 2014 and 15. Ribbon Road and Cheese Line are some of my favourite tracks in the series, and whilst Sky Garden didn't quite get as much love as those tracks, I've still absolutely loved racing on this track. Similar to those other two tracks, the track is no longer flat, has some trick opportunities, and there's even some fun shortcuts to pull off, and I really like the music that's playing as well. Sky Garden was one of my favourite tracks in Super Circuit, so I'm more than happy to say that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe gave my first Mario Kart, regardless of how badly it's aged, the love it deserves. thanks for watching the video, I really hope you enjoyed it. As you can tell by the video, there were some tracks I really did like and some not so much. I've already managed to get 100 subscribers on this new channel, so I really do appreciate all of that. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to 2,000 subs like I was on my old channel. Anyway, thanks for watching the video guys, once again, I'll see you later.